All right, guys. Hey, let's get into it. Let's start out with our Transfer Tuesday. And then I'll share an update for just kind of on the job situation, the demotion, if you will. But let's start out with the Transfer Tuesday, which is why most people are probably here. So we'll jump into our transfers today. So last Friday was a payday for my husband and I. We were both paid biweekly. And so 275 of our paychecks are able to go to our financial goals this week. We completed our emergency fund binder. I don't think if you watch my videos, I don't think you've seen the video yet where that happens, but they were filmed after a payday. So we did complete our emergency fund binder and brought in $326 with that. Our completed debt binder, same thing. You probably haven't seen the video yet, but our completed debt binder was $406. And so this was kind of an exciting moment in an otherwise pretty dark couple of days in my brain. But I had recently, or I guess not recently, but 90 days ago, started a new checking account where my check is direct deposited. And after so much time and so many deposits going in, that statement closed, and we got a $450 bonus for that. So that's coming into the transfers today, which leaves us with $1,457 to work with. So let's jump over to our goal spreadsheet. All right, so our goals spreadsheet. When we're coming in here, let's just start at the top. Our emergency fund is the first goal on the list. We are working towards saving 3 months worth of expenses for an emergency fund. We came into this last week with $2,337.48 toward that first month. We are doing with our paychecks and our budgeting, we are doing the Save 2025 and 2025 challenge. And so with our paycheck, that was $70. So that comes from the paycheck budget. And then we were putting the entirety of what our emergency fund binder saved, which is $326, which totals $396 put towards it in the last week, which means we're now up to $2,733.48. That leaves us with $266.52 remaining, and that first month is 91% funded, with the whole 3 months 30% funded. Next, all right, so I guess next we'll just go down to our debt. We'll start with our balance transfer. I've explained this a bunch, but I just put the minimum amount. I have a minimum amount per month that we need in order to pay it off before the zero interest expires. This balance transfer is transferred principal from our HELOC. So this was not a newly acquired debt. I just took some of the principal off of that to get it on zero interest. It's $350 a month that I have to pay, and the way I have that split is $155 with the first check and $195 with the second check, just because of how our expenses fall. So $155 is what we're putting toward that coming into this week, or what we put toward that when we got paid. So coming into this week, the total was $6,599.99. After we applied the $155, it was $64.44.99. We have paid $855, and that is 12% paid. So now if we come up to our HELOC, coming into this week, we were at $25,161.34. And toward this week, we put the entire amount from our emergency fund binder. We were at 5% funded. We added the 406. That brings our principal down to $24,755.34, meaning we've paid $1,784 toward that, 7% funded, and this debt total, which was all the same debt originally, is 8% paid off. So now I come down to travel. And originally, when I was planning on getting this $450 checking bonus, I was not going to put it towards travel. It was going to go somewhere else. That might seem a little bit better. I don't know. But with the changes that are going to be happening in our budget because of the news I received yesterday from my work, I anticipate having to make, I will be making some changes to our budget, including something that is a little less travel, still a luxury, right? That's not a must at any point in time. for me anyway. And so I will be decreasing my efforts towards travel. That is where our plasma money has gone in the past. And at least right now, I'm feeling like the majority of our plasma money is probably going to go towards our debt instead, given the budget changes that we'll be facing. So that leads me. So all this being said, the reason that I'm choosing so we had a $50 out of our paycheck budget that was budgeted to go to travel. And then we opted to put that 425 bonus in there, that checking bonus in there, because I don't anticipate we'll be able to do a lot in funding travel for the next little while. So that means that this week, we started out with 522, we added 475. That leaves us with 997. With 997 in there that we have put into the travel sinking fund, which means that we have $1,503 remaining, and we are 40% funded on that travel goal of just kind of our upcoming fund. So that's the end here of our transfers. So for anyone who wants to dip out after that and doesn't care about life circumstances, here we are. So I got a call yesterday. So I have sort of hinted at that I had gotten a promotion and a raise at my job. You saw the raise, the initial raise, I think on the last paycheck that we received. And then in the next one, you'll see the cost of living raise on top of that, because those are given February 1st when we get them at our agency. And so you'll see those, and then you will see a decrease in pay. So I got called in. The whole situation with the promotion is now not happening. The reason I was given is because funding. I do work for a nonprofit, and so I do understand that funding greatly impacts things. I'm not going to get further into my thoughts or any of that on it. That's what I was told. That is what it is. So not only is my new raise going away, but because effectively what they did was I was lead about a year ago. I was given a promotion to lead, team lead under my director, but team lead. So I'd gotten a raise a year ago, and then they just added responsibilities and changed the job description of that lead with the most recent promotion. And so not only did they take away the recent raise that I just got in the last couple weeks, but they took away the one that I got a year ago as well, because essentially they just took away that lead position and just moved me back down to my original title, which, so not only did I lose a raise that I just got, my pay decreased to what I was making a year ago. So, that has me a little, anyway, so that's going to be a big change. Obviously I was living on that a year ago, but, and I can live on it. It just, it's frustrating because I was getting into goals for this year, and I had extra things, I had allocated that money, that's no longer going to be there. So given that, I was really excited about the extra debt payments that I was going to be able to do. And I'm not going to be able to do those out of our paycheck budget. And so for at least the next little while, I will be putting plasma money toward that. And for the last little while, anyway, I'll be putting plasma money toward debt. So I don't anticipate much, if any, money will be able to go towards travel, maybe a small amount per paycheck. That's why I opted to put the 475 there, just to get that, close to half funded. And then, I just won't be putting much in there. Given this, I probably will not be looking at a trip this summer, which is okay, but I do still want some money in there. So I will probably be contributing to it in small amounts to still work on the 3K challenge that I'm working on for it. But I will not be, making significant strides in that, because that is the area that I have chosen to back off on. And that's just where we're at with that right now. But so you'll see some changes. You'll see them in my budget. I was angry yesterday when I learned. Today I was sad. And so I did some sad whatever. But anyway, so that's where I'm at. That's what's going on. Thank you guys always for being here, for showing up, for being a part of, my little part of the internet. And I appreciate all of you. And until next time.